Hey, howdy, folks. Wanted to make a quick video kind of explaining some formatting things that you should be looking for in your resume. So the first thing to notice is just kind of my consistency in fonts, but also a little bit of variation, right? I've chosen a kind of a bolder font for my section headings, but everything else is generally the same. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some variations in fonts within like one or two, maybe three font styles, just to explain some differences so I can give a visual shift to the reader of my resume as I go through the different sections. So you'll notice all my section headers are the same. You're going to notice that all my standard text is the same. But when I have kind of section headings underneath one of my main sections, notice how I have this bolded and italics. And then I have this just italics. And I've continued that idea through the rest of my section here and even on into the next one. So do keep that in mind. Keep consistency in your formatting. You're also going to notice that I have consistency in my spacing too, right? So notice the space between my heading and my first line. You may have to play around with that. So if I highlight these guys, I'm going to make sure that everything is single. And in fact, in this case, I did a custom spacing. So I did 1.2 spacing because I don't want extra spaces here, or I don't want something that looks like this. Format, line spacing. Let's add a space after paragraph. Notice how summary now has that extra space, but skills and qualifications doesn't. Just be making sure that anything you do to one section, you're doing to all the sections. So it looks similar. So as you're building your resume, I'm really going to recommend just get everything down on paper once. Just kind of in a nice line, keep it as kind of organized as you can. But you're going to notice, hey, I've gone over by one line here, right? I need to fit all of this onto one piece of paper. So one thing that I can do is build some columns and try to make use of my dead space. So notice under my skills and qualifications, I have this really short bulleted list. But I have a lot of dead space over here. I don't want dead space. So with the columns, if I wanted to create two columns instead of one column to fill up this space to the right, I could highlight the bullet points that I want to split into two columns. I'm going to go to Format, Columns, and then let's try this 3-column option first. See, I don't really like that. It fills up the space, but it kind of, there's like a lot of dead space in between here that I just don't think it looks that good. So I'm going to Control-Z, undo that. Let's try my 2-column approach. I like that a little bit better. And in reality, I think there's still a little bit of space, extra space here. So I might highlight these things and let's see if I can adjust it. Yeah. So I'm just trying to pull over this column a little bit, see if I can get anything there. Well, I got it a little bit closer. I'm sure if I played around with these, I could get it there. And remember, Control-Z is your friend. If you ever screw up and do something you don't want to do, Control-Z will undo your last action. All right. So that's if you're building your resume from scratch. I also want to point out that Google Docs has great templates for resumes. So if I go to my template gallery, so that's File, New, from Template, it'll bring you to some page like this. I can scroll down and take a look. There's 5 resumes that I could choose from here. And these are great. If you want to use one of these, go for it. Please do. But do keep in mind that you might need to adapt this resume to fit you. So I just popped one up here. And for experience, this resume has 3 jobs listed. You may not have had 3 jobs. So you're going to have to figure out some way to adjust this. Maybe you've only had 1 job. Well, now what are you going to fill in for the rest of this? Or, it has awards here. Maybe you don't have any awards. So you got to figure out, what could I change this to? Take a look at our assignment document and make sure if you're choosing a template that you are fitting the template to you. Don't just try to fill in the template and leave things blank if they don't fit to you. All right. Well, good luck, folks. I I'm excited to read your resumes and see how awesomely professional you guys are. All right. Good luck.